منتجاتها.
The Cat S30 is an entry-level rugged smartphone which excels in being robust while also having a great specification for the price. Cheaper alternatives exist from other brands, but they do not always look or feel like they could take the same number of knocks or falls. Continue watching to find out what we thought of the S30. If English is not your native language, click the captions button below to view this in your preferred language, and for the full written review that accompanies this video, click the link in the description. The key hardware specifications are shown on screen now. Few phones built to resist knocks and drops in harsher environments look pretty, but the S30 is certainly not all bad. It has a subtle blend of functional buttons, rubber and plastics to create a rigid and reliable phone. The corners are squarer than the S40 but still have a degree of curvature to them. However, the sharper edges do also serve as an edge for a drop onto concrete from height and allow the handset to meet mil-spec 810G rating. 3 physical buttons on the front give feedback and resistance a capacitive button on screen can't. Whilst ports like the headphone jack can technically be exposed and IP rated, many of the environments in which cats see this phone being used are more commercial and active lifestyle led than the average user who just wants a waterproof phone. Thus, the covers not only protect against water but more damaging sand, dirt, dust and more. Therefore, what might seem like fiddly port covers are there in truth to ensure the phone remains functional for longer. If they were exposed, the design of the phone may too look a little odd. Capable of taking 2 nano-sized SIM cards, these sit in a tray that slides in and out of the device. Due to being recessed into the body, it is not easy to remove and you need patience and a delicate touch. There is a bright yellow programmable key. This can be set to open specific apps or turn the camera flash on to act as a flashlight and more. It lacks any real punch to the colours and image due to the low 480x854 resolution. Viewing angles are not good, you need only tilt the phone a few degrees and the colours and contrast change considerably. For the most part of checking the internet, making calls, sending text messages and running a few apps, this is all perfectly fine. The resulting benefit of this lesser screen quality is the battery performance. Unlike some phones, the S30 offers wet finger tracking, meaning you can actually use the phone when wet and you can use it with gloves on too. Like other cat phones, the S30 runs Android as the operating system, and it is version 5.1 is installed out of the box, so it's relatively up to date. Whilst there are a few additions from Cat, they are relatively limited. Key inclusions are shown on screen now. Like most Android phones, whilst you do not need a Google account to use it to get any real value from it, adding one will transform your user experience and allow you to take advantage of services such as Maps, Drive, Chrome and more. However, you can easily add on your social media and work email accounts too. There are lots of personalization options. You can personalize the home screens, download apps, change the font size, the screen brightness, the wallpaper, and make the device work the way that is best for you. You can even set different user accounts to limit access and functionality. As a dual SIM smartphone, within the settings you can enable just one or both SIMs. You can choose which is the preferred SIM for what task, or have it ask every time. All the normal and required connectivity options are present: 2G, 3G, 4G, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS and a microSD card slot are provided. No NFC though. As a dual SIM enabled smartphone, you can have 1 or 2 SIMs in the phone at any one time. Use both a personal and work SIM card in the same phone, or maybe a local and international SIM. The choice is yours. Or if you need only one SIM slot, leave the other empty. You can also turn each SIM on and off from the settings to save battery life and manage your connections. You will not be putting the S30 in the centre of the room and starting an impromptu party, but the speaker on the phone is loud enough and serves well in most scenarios. The call quality is pretty standard and was loud enough and performed okay in our tests. What comes as a little bit of a surprise is how feature-rich the camera is. There's more than I expected. Image capturing modes are shown on screen now. There are too a series of filters for creative effect. Within the settings you can change the flash mode, storage location, picture size and quality. Set a countdown timer, GPS location, face detection, ISO exposure, focus mode and red eye reduction. Switch to video recording and the options are reduced a bit but still a fair number of options. Recording is available at a maximum of 720p HD. There is the option of up to 6 times zoom on the camera using pinch and zoom on-screen gesture. There is no option to set the physical keys to do this, but you can use the programmable key to act as a camera shutter button for stills and to commence and end capture. The S30 has a rear 5-megapixel camera and 2-megapixel on the front. There is a flash to accompany the rear camera that helps out in low-light situations. The resulting images are mixed. On the whole, they're okay and not too bad. However, some can be overexposed and unbalanced in the colours, whilst others can surprise you. A 3000 mAh battery is fixed internally to the S30. It cannot be removed by the user. A decent sized battery we found with a single all dual SIM setup, we were getting well into 2 days usage. However, the battery was affected quite a bit by the signal strength and what you were doing. As is common on many phones now, the habit is to charge every day, and I would still advise this to avoid being left short. The included battery saver mode can assist in getting a little more power from the phone, but you have to either have that switched on or off. Overall, the S30 is a solid phone that performs reasonably for most of the tasks you will request of it. The dual SIM functionality is a big bonus, and for those sole traders who may have a work and personal SIM, this phone offers the possibility to carry just one phone and still remain functional. If you work in an office all day long and do not partake in adventurous sports, then the S30 will not be ideally suited to you. If you work in an office but visit sites, spend a lot of time in the outdoors, or in wet and cold or dusty environments, and find your current phone takes a few tumbles, then the S30 is calling out to be used by you. Functional, the handset does not go overboard on the thrills, but does just what you need it to do. A few nice additions and a surprising camera make this a little more charming and make you forget about the not so pretty design. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video or found it useful, do hit that like button, and for more mobile technology